Welcome to Module 2, Lesson 1, Topic 1. Now let's start with a few questions. On a piece of paper or in your notebook, I'd like you to, on a scale of 1 to 10, mark down where you would rate your ability to extend, seek, and receive forgiveness in your circle of influences. Write that number down in your book. Rate yourself and your ability to extend, seek, and receive forgiveness in your circle of influence. Second question, where would you like to be in the next 4 weeks? Write that down on a scale of 1 to 10. And then please date it 30 days from now. Alrighty, with that intentionally decided, let's begin with our topic today, types of conflicts. We begin this lesson understanding different types of conflicts. There are different types. And so what types of conflicts need the power of forgiveness? Well, our first type that we're going to talk about is personal conflict. This kind of conflict is for sure the most private and, as it says, very personal. It wells up from deep within and between the soul and the spirit of a person. It's rooted in psychological, emotional pain. And when it goes unresolved, words, attitudes, and actions of other people most often are the catalyst. However, personal conflict is also created from a spirit of comparison to others and a rejection of self. We'll discuss that more in Module 3. But for now, let's just continue understanding that most private seasons of personal conflict happen when others aren't even aware of it. Let me share my own. One of my most private seasons of personal conflict in my life was when I was a new Christian, a new wife, and a new mom. It, at the least, became a reality check that offered a whole new perspective and truth encounter, which transformed my life forever. Without trying to sound melodrama here or super spiritual, I was at a crossroad. I had just found the light of my world through faith in Jesus Christ. However, my newfound zeal for proclaiming Christ came up against my unresolved offenses towards others, which cost me my relationship with my family. See, my family didn't understand this newfound faith. They just remembered all of the things that I had done in the past that had offended them. And now all of a sudden I'm spiritual and pious and talking about the Lord a lot. Well, at the same time, I also found out that my husband, whom I loved, who was responsible for introducing me to Christ, and whose second child I carried for only 12 weeks and had just miscarried, was now exposed. He confessed to living a pseudo-Christian life through multiple counts of immorality. Needless to say, this just turned my already fragile world upside down. It was during this time that Sophie Janista was brought into my life. She had no idea what personal turmoil I was going through. But, like most godly Titus 2 women, she lived ready in season and out of season to be a surrendered vessel of truth, grace, and availability. In an unexpected, very spontaneous moment, the Lord prompted her to share with me how I could be freed from all the pride, bitterness, greed, and moral impurity in my own life. As we sat at her daughter-in-law's dining room table, she walked me through 5 visuals and biblical steps on how to extend, seek, and receive forgiveness. 1 week later, through prayer, 1 day of fasting, and going through these steps that I'm going to be taking you through, God began the lifelong process of setting me completely free and showing me how to walk in that freedom. He brought me into a place of miracles, of spiritual reconciliation and restoration with Him, with myself, with my past, with my husband, and with close family members. From that day on, till Jesus comes, I stand ready to extend, seek, and receive the gift of forgiveness from anyone in my past or present with whom I have offended or who I have been offended by. So, how about you? Please take a moment and record your personal conflict in your journal or in your notebook. And then join me for topic 2.